My essay, The Uses and Abuses of Privilege, interrogates the idea that people with privileges of various kinds should use them for good, as allies of people lacking those privileges. In the wake of the murder of George Floyd, there was a surge of how to articles, blogs, and social media posts offering tips on ways that white allies of people of color could employ our white privilege to further the cause of social justice. Some of these suggestions, such as the idea that those of us with white privilege should speak up every time we hear something racist, or that we should put not only our voices, but also our votes and our bodies between those under direct attack and the attackers, struck me as relatively unproblematic. However, I found much of this use your privilege discourse quite troubling, as it often seemed to me yet another way of placing white people at the center of everything and making us feel okay about our status in the world without bringing about meaningful change. In other words, it can be hard to distinguish between using one's privilege and accepting, even enjoying, one's privilege. The essay examines the uses of privilege in the service of social justice, with a particular focus on the college classroom, where privilege is usually disguised as authority. I look at some of the ways that the dominant whiteness of the academy reproduces itself, even when those with white privilege insist that they are committed to dismantling racism. The essay ends with some reflections on my own experiences as a college professor and some admittedly smallish, but nonetheless, I think, meaningful ways that we in academia might usefully work towards social justice. Critically, I urge people with privilege of various kinds, including white privilege, to avoid mere performative allyship and to do whatever we can to keep ourselves conscious of our privilege and to try to reduce